Welcome back to another episode of Excuse My Grandma. It's Kim and my co-host,
Grandma Gail.
So it's been a busy week in our household.
It certainly has. It's been earth-shaking. We have a new addition, and it's not a significant other or a new boyfriend. It's something really that takes on an entire family. It's a new puppy.
Yes, my parents' puppy, but I really want it to be mine, so I'm trying to take equal ownership.
It's not working, however, since you're not feeding and cleaning it, but it is hysterical. First of all, it's only 3 months old.
Yeah, well, she's a Bernedoodle. She's supposed to be a micro Bernedoodle, but she's big
She's
for
huge.
a 4-month-old, and her name is Millie.
Her name is Millie, and I think she's smarter than all of us put together. She definitely doesn't like going in that crate to sleep, but she sleeps on the bed, she sleeps on the floor underneath your clothes, wherever it is, but not in the crate. So that's the first issue. She was at a trainer for 6 weeks, supposedly being trained. There's nothing.
No, she's definitely trained. No.
Trained to do what?
She's so well behaved. I feel like a puppy that just comes without training would be running all over the place, not listening. Like, she's like pretty chill.
Yeah, well, she understands what you're saying. She responds to her name, but certainly the number two and number two that she has to make outside, she is not doing. She doesn't like the grass. She doesn't like the cement. So,
well, she probably didn't learn on this.
Well, that's the issue. I think that's going to be hard because she is really going to be a city dog,
right.
and we can't walk around with a piece of grass for her to make on in New York City. That's going to be a little difficult, but she is adorable. But
yeah, you get
the
stopped.
amount of equipment.
Oh.
Let's first discuss the equipment. It's like a baby. She has a travel seat in the car in the back that you're supposed to put the baby in. Then there's a travel seat between the 2 bucket seats in the front, so that if you stop short, the dog is in another seat.
Yeah.
Then,
it's definitely very like, oh, you continue with the equipment. I thought you were done.
No, I'm not done. Then she has a playpen.
Right.
Then she has a travel crate that if you, on the spur of the moment, want to go to somebody else's house, you have a thing in your car that you can make into a portable crate. Then she, of course, has all her toys, which is, I think, right? She has more toys than I've ever seen.
She has a bunch of toys. She likes them. She's not obsessed.
No, she sort of likes shoes better. I think she likes mommy's shoes the most.
Yeah.
So this is the whole story in a nutshell. There are 5 of us, all being bamboozled by this puppy.
We're not being bamboozled. You have a vendetta against Millie.
No, I don't have. I love her.
am so obsessed with her. It's all I want to do is hang out with her. And I feel like I brought her over the other day when we were filming TikToks and all that. I was like, she'll just watch us. And you got so annoyed.
Well, she wasn't just going to watch us, Kim. It was impossible. And then you got to watch her because she is not trained.
But then she just napped in the closet.
Well, we were lucky.
She's like her sister. She loves the closet.
She liked the closet.
Yeah.
She fits in with our whole schedule.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's really fun and it is crazy that you can just like drop everything and like be busy all day just with a puppy. Like I'm guessing how it would be with a baby.
With a baby though grows up eventually. That's the difference.
But the puppy will get easier too.
Well, hopefully.
But it's crazy to me that like you could have a full-time job and be taking care of a puppy.
I don't think you can. I really think if you have to go to work, you have to take either the puppy with you if your job
But even
allows
that's
it.
how do you do work if the puppy's there?
I don't know. I think it's too much. It's a very big responsibility. So, and especially if the dog doesn't sleep through the night, really. It cries during the night because it wants to go out and do their business. It's very difficult. It's just like having an infant. Really is. So, and you can't let them see you because the minute they see you, their eyes open up and they know you're in the room, so they want to get out. I mean, it's just the cutest thing, though.
It's
I must
so
say, it
cute.
is very
I mean,
cute.
when I've walked her, you get stopped a million times, all by girls. But
That's all right.
there will be a cute guy who stops me with this dog. I'm manifesting that.
I'm sure you're absolutely right because the dog is definitely the cutest thing I've ever seen. I don't know how big it's going to be when it grows up. They keep saying it's going to be 20 pounds. I don't know. It's 11 pounds now and it's only 3 months. So
yeah. What do you think it's like to date though with a dog? Like that's just a lot. How do you leave it at home if you need to go?
Well, that's the
meet
issue. I don't think you
someone?
can.
Yeah.
I think really this is exactly like having a baby, and you can't leave it alone in an apartment. So you either have to take it on a date with you, which I don't know
some
if the
people
date.
would probably like.
Oh, all
But
right.
I also feel like it's
I
like,
think that's a
okay,
bit
are you
much.
just going to be focused on your dog and not on the
Yes.
person you're with?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the dog is, I think, cuter than most people you're with.
Probably.
So, I mean, I don't know how you do it because I think you really can't leave a puppy alone.
Yeah. I don't
They
know.
say to put it in twice a day. It's supposed to take it like a several-hour nap, and it's supposed to be in the crate. And that sort of hasn't worked in our household.
Yeah.
So we're not observing that rule, and you really need to, because otherwise they want to be with you 24/7, and that's a bad habit
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Especially if a dog sleeps in bed with you.
No, that better not happen.
But no, I know, but like a lot of people allow that. And then it's like, what if they have a girlfriend? Like, where's the room for the girl?
Well, not only that, this is going to be a big dog. So it's not
Not
if you have
that
a
big,
tiny
but
little
yeah.
poodle, like
Sure.
5 or 6 pounds. You can put it wherever you want. But
Yeah.
this is like a 30-pound grown.
Yeah.
up
How about
dog.
people who have like a 100-pound dog or less? Like,
I don't know. I certainly wouldn't want that in my bed. But and the interesting thing is, we live in an apartment building, and on our floor, there are 3 other apartments, and they all have dogs. One has 4 dogs.
Everyone
in
has a
that.
dog.
Everyone has a dog. When at 7:00 in the morning, the whole place is full of everybody running out walking their dogs.
My dad always says, like, I think he took it from Seinfeld or something, but he's like, do you think when aliens look down and they see people walking their dogs and like picking up their shit, like, are they like, okay, the dogs are the masters and the people are their servants?
Probably, but we have to do that.
Like, we just buy everything for them. They just sit around all day.
Yes, enjoying themselves.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
okay, so that's enough of this dog talk. So if there's any hints from anybody in the audience on how they train their dog easily, we would love to hear from you.
I
Write
did
it in.
post a picture of Millie on my Instagram story, and I don't think I've ever gotten so many responses.
Was it because of you?
No, it
Maybe
was
it's
just
'cause
the
of
dog.
you. Oh.
It was
Oh,
like,
just the dog?
Oh, actually,
Oh.
no, I was in it, but the focus was definitely the dog.
Okay, all right. So what else happened this weekend?
It's been like a very extended Thanksgiving.
That's true. We had
Holiday
a very good
weekend.
Thanksgiving, but you went to a very new club down here.
Yes, in Palm
one
Beach,
night.
there's like a new members club.
I think by the man who owns Annabelle's.
I think
If
so.
I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Although I met when I was by the bar there was a guy, probably honestly around my parents' age, maybe a little less, and he was like, bought me and my friend a drink, and he was like, I own this place and I
maybe
own
he does.
the Breakers and blah 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 blah.
Well,
And
that
like,
he doesn't
yeah,
do.
I know. I'm like, is this even true? But all the bartenders knew him. But he was the kind of person, he was like saying how rich he was.
Oh,
and it's like, do you know how you sound?
Well, but they think they're going to get a young girl that way.
Maybe.
2 pretty young girls.
Maybe.
He figured, you know what, he'll tout his own horn.
Anyway, so otherwise it was like 10 people I knew there.
But the club itself was pretty and divided into different areas.
Yeah, it was like
for
small
food.
little rooms. One of the rooms had a DJ. You're supposed to dance. No one was really dancing. But it has great potential. Nothing else on Palm Beach has that young
Yeah.
party vibe.
Well,
There
that's
is
what
a
they
1
need.
a.m. curfew on the island. It's very different than... Well, you can go
Miami.
over to West Palm Beach and they have
Yeah,
no
but those are
curfew.
not- yeah, but that's more of a college crowd in that West Palm
A little
Beach
bit. I
area.
know there's
Is it older too?
It's younger, but then there's also like maybe older like locals.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. I think that it was a cool club. It's obviously expensive to join, so I was just there as someone's guest.
Well, that's all right. You could be a guest of a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
So that was a fun new thing. There was like a lot of people that I knew down here just for the holidays, and I think a
It's
lot
gonna
of them
all
are
empty
kind
out
of
now.
some of
Well,
them
actually,
are leaving.
a lot of people might go to Art Basel.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stay in Florida for Art Basel, in Miami, and
Yeah, we want to
that's
hear
this
from
coming
you, Kim.
weekend.
We want a lot of pictures posted for that, because
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be a scene. There was a big write up in the New York Times today about that.
Yeah, well,
And
you helped me pack.
helped you pack. There seem to be so many different venues at Art Basel. They're the new artists, the new local artists, the new whatever. There are like 6 or 7 different sections, not just the main convention center.
I honestly don't. I have to sit down and probably look, but
Yeah.
I'm going with 2 of my girlfriends. One of them is in the art world. She
Yeah,
works at
so
a
she'll
gallery.
know.
So she knows everything, and I was just I'm never like this, but I'm planning on just showing up and like going with everyone else's plans. So I know there's the main convention center.
And then
that's
there are
like,
lots of things on off
but then
site.
yes, I've got tickets for all these other things too. I
Yes.
don't even know what that is.
Yes.
And then there's parties and stuff, of course.
Yeah, oh, it's fun. It's fun. It's a scene. It's really a happening scene.
Yeah, I always think
the
that I love
traffic in Miami
Miami,
is
and then I
terrible.
get there and I'm like, I
Well,
don't know.
it's. I think this particular weekend and time frame, 4 days, that it opens Tuesday night to private collectors, and all the big shots sort of go, and they've already bought all the stuff. By the time the general public goes in on Thursday, most of the stuff is already has a red sticker on it and it's sold. But it'll be interesting to see now if it has come back full circle, because the last year, I believe, Art
Last year
Basel
was packed.
but for 2 years it was closed.
Yeah.
But I think it's even bigger this year. I think they're saying the crowds are going to be much bigger.
Okay, well, I don't know how it could be. The traffic was literally so bad.
Well,
Something
traffic
that's
in
supposed to be
Miami is
5
bad.
minutes was like 45. So if there's
Right.
going to be even more people, it's going to be a shit show. But I'm staying at Soho House, which is like pretty conveniently located.
So maybe you can you walk to the convention center?
I'm not
from
sure.
there?
Probably not the convention center. I'm actually not sure. But like everything's all over. Like you could
Right.
be going to a party in Brickell that's going to be like an hour with this traffic.
Remember you said that last time, that it took you forever to get to
Yeah,
Brickell.
anything off of like South Beach is just so crazy, and like whenever you have to like not be in your few block radius, it's just gonna be forever. I could probably walk some places.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I think it'll be fun.
Oh, I
and-
think it'll be great. It'll be great fun. It's always fun to see what's happening, and Miami is such a fun location, and the restaurants are fun. Everything, it's sort of a complete difference from being in Palm Beach. So a little bit of each is sort of a nice mix.
Yes.
I'm going to be in New York.
Yeah, you're going back.
I'm abandoning ship. I'm definitely not going to be there. I'm actually going to do a few things in the city that I wanted to do, and I want to go see Leopoldstadt, which is Tom Stoppard's show. So I'm going to see if I can go to see a matinee on Sunday for that. And so I'm looking forward to a little city vibe. Hopefully it won't be too cold, and I'll be able to do all the stuff I want to do around New York.
Yeah.
And I think the tree is being lit on Wednesday, so I'm so psyched.
You know what?
I'm psyched.
Are you gonna
for
go
that.
see it?
No, I'll watch it on television.
Okay. So you could be here.
You can't really get that close to it.
You can not the night of the lighting, but
Well,
you can
that's-
go.
Oh yeah, afterwards,
after.
absolutely. Well, afterwards, I am planning on going down there because I was going to take a walk and look in the stores, but which will be a happening. I haven't been to any of the department stores in so long.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I'm gonna go back to New York. We're not overlapping, are we?
No, I don't think
And
so.
then before I come back here, because then we're gonna be busy here again. But in New York, I wasn't there. I should get in all of those like holiday fun things.
Yes,
because that's the
absolutely.
best season there.
Yeah. Oh, and the windows are so. I mean, I love to look at Saks' windows, and Saks is probably, and Bergdorf's too. They're probably the only one. They're the only stores left to look at. But it's such a festive time of the year.
Yeah.
And
What else can you do? Like ice skating is fun.
Oh, the ice skating. They have a lot of new venues for ice skating. They have
New?
Yeah, there's a new one in Bryant Park that's open.
Oh, that's convenient.
and that's fabulous. I think you have to pay for the entry to their reserved times to go into it. But
Oh, really?
Yes. So
Well, you always have to
otherwise-
pay to go ice skating. You buy
you
for
buy-
those
no,
shoe
you
rental.
get the shoes, but I think you need to have a time. I think at Bryant Park you need to have a time. I
It's
heard
honestly
that on
good
TV.
because then it's not crazy.
And it's not, they
busy.
can crowd control,
Yeah.
which is good. So I always love that. I love to look at all the streets with all the lights.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see how many of the outdoor restaurants, huts are still around. I'm hoping some of them will go away, and we'll just be able to eat inside.
I feel like
And the streets-
everyone eats inside.
Yeah, but they still keep it, and because a lot of people still like being outside.
Yeah.
But once it gets freezing cold, even with the heaters, it's not that comfortable. And it also would keep down the rat population if we got rid of most of them.
Oh my god, the rats are coming out like puppy dogs.
Yeah,
they're like
they are.
they just sit on the street.
Well, they sit and have a conversation.
Yeah, like-
Yeah. Well, they've had a free ride for the last 2.5 years. They're just eating up everything. So and
they're just so
nasty.
big. It's actually like they walk
Like a
across
cat.
the street. You think it's like a cat or a dog.
I know. That's the one thing I don't miss.
Do we make New York seem
No,
pleasurable?
no. That's well, New York is wonderful, but we do have a little bit of a sanitation problem. Hopefully, they are trying to pick up the to do something with they're giving them some kind of pellets that supposedly will stop them from mating so much
Oh.
because rats can have they can mate several times a year. They're very busy. So
That's more than most of us.
Yes, well, exactly. So anyway, that'll be something that we'll look to see if the city has gotten any cleaner. What else am I going to do in the city? I guess see my other granddaughter who's in New York, and I was even thinking of maybe if she wants to going to the Rockettes. So maybe
that's
for the
fun.
show at Radio City Music Hall. But I think she's seen it several times, and maybe she's already said she doesn't want to go anymore.
Well, what
but
about
we'll
like
see.
the Nutcracker?
She didn't like the Nutcracker. I went with her to
Oh,
the
are you talking about the
Nutcracker.
youngest granddaughter?
Yes.
I thought you were talking about the middle one.
No.
That's why I was like, does she like that? She's a little old for that.
No, the 11-year-old.
Got it.
No. You guys are too old for all those.
I mean,
other-
I am never too old for that stuff.
All right. You
I
still
love
like the
nostalgia.
Yeah.
But okay, that'll be a fun activity.
And then I will come back here and resume my Florida watch down here, and we'll be looking forward to doing our different lectures at different places all across Florida.
Yeah, we're gonna
especially
do
in
like
North Florida
2
as well.
live events that we know of as of now. We'll keep you guys updated about those. I want to do more. We're gonna see how these ones go first.
Right.
We're gonna let you
exactly.
guys know, and hopefully a lot of you show up.
And that would be fun too, because we need audience participation at the end, because that's so much a part of what we do. We like to hear other people's comments. And
Don't you want Graham Miguel to rate all of your outfits?
Well, it's not only outfits, it's conversation about our lifestyles. And there was an article actually in the paper this morning, which I read, that's saying that more and more young people who are getting married and even with no assets at all are doing prenups, which was very interesting because I didn't realize that we had a lawyer on who spoke about it and said you definitely have to do it if you have things in your own name. But these evidently they're getting more and more popular, I guess, because people are older and getting married at an older time and have more assets than when I got married. We had no assets. So I think that was one interesting comment. And then there was another article actually in the Wall Street Journal this morning. I'm very busy reading the papers, Kim, as you can see. Remember last week I talked about the election and complaining about them. They had the same. The fellow must have either listened to our podcast or
probably
he's
not.
definitely on the same page as I am. That this is ridiculous. There's no reason why we still have elections going on if it was done properly, and we have to figure out a systematic way of voting that by the end of election day we know who the winners are. And there is a way. People are very smart. We have to figure out a better way of electing our leaders. So that was interesting to hear somebody else a little annoyed.
Was there any other interesting news that you need to fill me in
Well,
on?
the news is the news. We're still having it. There's still terrible inflation, and people are having food shortages and fuel issues. That it's the cost of fuel, and of course Europe is suffering because it's cold, and so there's a worldwide feeling that we have to get on top of things, and we certainly have to help out our fellow man.
For our 1950s movie of the week, it's actually 1941, but same
Going
deal.
really back, that was before I was born, Kim.
Oh yeah, that's true. But this movie is about Miami, which obviously we talked about. Going
And it's
to Art
also
Basel.
fun to see what it looked like in the movie.
True.
I mean, that's what would be fun to just see the difference in the buildings and the beach. It's completely different.
Well, it's called Moon Over Miami. It had who in it?
They're all dead.
Betty Grable.
Yeah, exactly. They were the stars of the 40s, and they was all about glamour, and Miami Beach was the spot to be.
Yeah. I love looking at like 80s Miami Beach.
Well, that's different.
I know, but that's so fun.
Right. Well, the 80s was a style of an overindulgence moment in music and fashion and everything. So big sleeves, big puffy everything, and
Yeah.
exaggeration in all our outfits.
Thank you guys for listening this week.
Enjoy, and don't forget, we're going to be in person, so please come and see us in Palm Beach if you're here.
And follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Excuse my grandma. Rate our podcast 5 stars. Press follow on Spotify. And we'll see you next week.